Greetings, Commanders, and welcome back to the Four Corner series here in Elite Dangerous. We are continuing to do our journey around the corners of the galaxy, north, south, west, north, and east. Actually, while we're waiting on this thing to jump, I do need to bring up the Elite Dangerous star map so I can give you guys an idea of what it is that we have going on. So, bring up the window capture, make sure it's on the Elite Dangerous map, and then we can look at all this. We are currently on our way trying to get over here to one of these two systems here, but we're having to kind of waypoint our way into it because I think there might be some permitted space or something going on, and it's making it very difficult to route our way down towards where the southern meridian is and all that stuff. So I'm hoping that we're going to be able to figure all that out. I don't know. But, yeah, so it's all icy bodies. I'm not going to waste a bunch of time with that. We're going to go ahead and just start charging into the next one so I can finish explaining what we got going on here. So, yeah, we're heading down here, but we're ultimately trying to get down to the southern meridian and then as far towards the edge of the galaxy as we can there. And then after that, we'll kind of do like a clockwise pattern around, maybe like a diamond pattern kind of thing, just trying to grab waypoints along the way as we go. So we are currently on our way, I think, to this guy here. Yeah, it's got an oblong-shaped body in the planet there. We'll see how well that actually works out. But, yeah, I don't know. So, yeah, that's what we got going on. Been trying to work on my boosting into this fuel scooping thing to save a little bit of time. Sometimes it works. Sometimes I screw it up. But, yeah, we're going to get there, I promise. If you were wondering why we just left, generally 20 bodies is about my limit for how many things I want to scan. 25, we're just going to go ahead and leave as soon as we get our full spectrum, as soon as we get our frameshift drive back. I was going to say full spectrum system scanner. They both kind of start similarly and it threw me off. I don't know why. But the whole point of boosting into the star is just to minimize the amount of time that the star is in between. It's twofold. It's twofold. It minimizes the amount of time that the star is in between us and the next jump in case the system we're in is just not something we're going to scan. And number two, it gets us into fuel scooping, maximum fuel scooping maximum rate of fuel scooping faster. So that's kind of the whole point of all that. The lights behind me have changed their mode automatically. I don't know why. Yeah, we're going to scan this one. Alright, down we go. I got a gas giant, some other stuff. Let's see if there's any biology available. Any biology available in this area. It's kind of annoying when they're all close together like this, and they're different kinds. Like, it's not so bad when they're all the same kind, but when there's a bunch of different kinds all together, it gets really fiddly really quick. I'm not a big fan of the full spectrum system scanner anyway, so those of you who watch me regularly know this. I have complained about it ad nauseum. There are a myriad different ways that they could have made this scanning systems and all that stuff a much more automated and fun experience, but they chose to do the way that requires the most input from the player possible, and it's really irritating. So that's how I feel about it. Let me know how you feel about it in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe and all that stuff. Alright, we're just going to go ahead and leave. There's nothing here. Off we go to the next one. I'm going to go fix my lights. Not sure why the mode just decided to arbitrarily change on me. I think this is kind of what I had it set to when I first turned them on. Then I look at my camera and I'm like, why is it going yonk, 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 yonk? Super fast and ridiculous. Alright, so now we're just going to leave as soon as we're able to. So now, minimizes the amount of time it takes us to get to being able to charge our frameshift drive. If we didn't have the boosting, the SCO boost, we would have had to wait until the drive would have finished recharging before we were clear of the star to be able to start charging it. So being able to boost into the star basically makes it so that as soon as the frameshift drive is available, we can press the button and it takes a good second or 2 seconds off of each time you're in the system. So, you know, if you go through a bunch of systems that don't have anything worth your time, you know, you can make a pretty decent amount of progress pretty quickly. Alright, so we need to get out of this so we can scan, because 10 bodies is like my perfect number for scanning systems. Typically what I try to go for. So we'll see if there's anything here that's worth our time. Generally, my intuition is no, because usually... single biology on an icy world is going to be a bacteria, almost certainly. But that's worth our time to go at least scan it. Probably won't go down and actually look at anything, but at least we'll go over there and roll the dice to see if anything interesting is going to show up. Alright, let's get turned towards our deal over here. Boost over towards it. Let go a little bit too early. That's alright though, we'll get there quick, scan some stuff, and move on. This must be a really small body if I had to get this close to it before it'll let me do it. 4 probes still? Really? It's fine, we'll go ahead and do 4, because it's not like we don't have anything. It's not like we're going to be able to do, like, move on and do anything else, so we might as well just pop off the 4. We'll still get the efficiency bonus for that, even doing it that way. It's just, seems like a really small planet to need 4 probes. Or to have the efficiency bonus be 4 probes. We probably could have just did 2, but... Bacterium, Fungoida, Osseous, and Tussock. Bacteria, stalky fungus, swirly fungus, and some grass. Not worth our time. Off we go to the next one. Definitely not worth our time. We have 19 jumps left until we get to our next waypoint on our way to our next point of interest. Our next point of interest is pretty far away, and I think the waypoint that we have is about, I think it's about halfway between where we started this leg of the trip and the point of interest that we're trying to head towards. But yeah, we got. I kind of want to get as much out of this as we can. So because I've started editing videos, started cutting out some of the more, started putting cuts in the videos for a couple of reasons. To be perfectly honest with you, I've avoided video editing for a very long time because my old computer took about as long to render a video as the length of the video was. And so, you know, if you're rendering a 15-minute video, you have to wait 15 minutes for it to render. If you're doing a 30-minute video, you have to wait 30 minutes for it to render. Well, this system actually, a 10 or 15-minute video only takes about 3 minutes for me to render with this new graphics card that I have in this computer now. So, video editing isn't nearly as onerous as it used to be, which makes it far more feasible for me because, you know,
System scan complete.
I don't have patience to wait for all that stuff because you know, if you're rendering a video, you can't do anything else. So if you want to make more than one video in a day, you either have to play the video or play the game and then edit the video and then render the video and then wait for the video rendering to be done before you can record the next episode, or you just record all of your episodes at once and then you edit all your videos at once. Either way, it just drastically extends out the length of time making videos takes. So but I started doing some video editing just to kind of cut out some of the more boring parts, because I know a lot of people don't want to sit there waiting for you know, interesting things to happen. So I basically just go through and cut out all the parts where I'm not talking. Because if there's something interesting happening, I'm pretty much going to be talking. So I'm able to look at the audio waveform, and anywhere where it's obvious that I'm talking, I cut out everything in between there, and it ideally creates a better continuous video feeling for those people who don't want to sit and just watch gameplay. The loading times seem to be a fair bit better today. Guess everybody finally got their fill of the. I guess everybody got their fill of the colonization stuff that was happening. So yeah, there's that. You know what? I don't feel like fighting with these gas giants, so we're just gonna go ahead and leave. Fine. I was gonna just leave, but you know. Realistically, we're probably not going to find anything super interesting if we don't actually stop and look for stuff, because our next point of interest is still, like, even if all we did was travel to the next one, it's still not a point of interest that we're trying to find right now. So let's stop and take a look and see what's available. I really, really wish that they would at least take the frequency thing out of this whole process. I don't know why the system can't auto-select the frequency based off of, you know, what you're pointing at. Like, it should just automatically hone in on the frequency. I don't know why I need to manually set it. That's really stupid. That's a really stupid idea. Whatever developer came up with that as their process, you are stupid. I'm sorry. You just are. It's a stupid idea. Well, you're not stupid. Let me amend that. Smart people can have dumb ideas. I don't want to say that. You are not stupid. Your idea, very, very stupid. Incredibly stupid. Anger-inducing stupid.
System scan complete.
Yeah.
Frameshift drive
So,
charging.
I don't want to call anybody stupid, but ideas can be stupid. Anybody who said that there's no such thing as a stupid idea or a stupid question, there are. There are. If there's a better way to do something and you willingly choose to make it more difficult, that's stupid. So, as I always try to do, I'm going to give the solution to the problem because, you know, I'm one of those people that hates it when people complain about things without offering a solution. And my solution is the same solution I've said in several episodes already. It's to make the Discovery Scanner more useful by having it provide you with a list of the various things that are in the system, and then the full spectrum system to allow you to decide if you're interested in anything that's in the system. And then the full spectrum system scanner is used to localize where that particular thing is. Right? That's a nice compromise between, you know, having the computer automatically just find everything for you, which I know they don't want to do, but also not making it so that every single part of this process has to be manually done 100% of the time. Like, work with me here, people. Work with me. It is okay to streamline processes. Even if you're going to continue to make people do things manually, which, you know, I don't necessarily agree with, but I can kind of understand. Refusing to streamline the process, that's no bueno, man. It's no bueno. Oh, it's a water world. Wasn't paying attention to it. See, like, I shouldn't have to pay attention to where that is on the spectrum to know that it's a water world. It should just tell me, oh, that's a water world. The computer should just be like, we recognize this as a water world. Make sure you go look at it. And I should be able to tell my computer what I'm interested in. It provide me with like a highlight on things that show up that are, hey, this is stuff that you've indicated that you want to go check out. So make sure you go check it out. How hard would that be to implement in the game? I can't imagine it would be that hard. Alright, so we're going to go scan this because it's a water world, and I always make it a point to scan water worlds, Earth-like worlds, and ammonia worlds, because those are the most expensive planetary scan options that you have available to you. So I almost always try to make sure, unless it's just going to be like ridiculously time-consuming to make it happen, I almost always go and scan these. Because it's a fair bit of cash. You know, not nearly as much as exobiology gives you, but it's still a fair bit of cash. It's worth the time you put into it. So, yeah, 7 probes is the efficiency. We're going to go for 6 because I have the expanded probe radius. And I should be able to get this done with 6 probes. And then now we're done with that. Next system en route. Press the G key by accident instead of the frameshift key because I have F as my keybind for that. Okay, off we go. And the scan should be finished before we leave. There's our efficiency target bonus, and away we go into the next system. All right, 15 bodies isn't too bad. Go ahead and scan this one as well. Kind of want to get through a bunch of single star systems though, because, you know, it would be nice to get some distance down. If I feel obligated to stop when the number of bodies are within the range, but at the same time, you know, I kind of want to get where we're going to a little bit. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay. What else we got? Another gas giant here that takes care of all of the gas giants. So anything that isn't a moon of this gas giant is just going to be randomly poking around the system, it looks like. What's that? Nothing there. Off to the next one. We are down to 14 jumps. we're moving through pretty okay. I like how the galaxy is already getting really, like the star field in the background is already getting really dark, which is, I don't know that that makes a lot of sense to me. Thinking about it for a second, I don't know that that makes a lot of sense because there are a lot of galaxies out there. I don't know. I'm curious to know how many. I'm curious to know. I am curious to know what that would look like. Are there enough galaxies out there to keep the star field looking relatively full, or would the density be low enough that it would actually look like a void for the most part when you get out this far away? I don't know. That's a good question. I'd be interested to know the answer to that. Wonder if anybody's done... Oh, that was weird. It was just a ringed planet that wasn't a gas giant. Alright, that gets rid of all of them. Let's see. Where is that? Alright, cool. Cool. Zooming in and grabbing the moons. Realistically, probably not. There's some geological there. More geological there. Nothing. Nothing. And then, if this is behind the star, all right, let's say if that was behind the star, I'm just leaving. Not repositioning for that. All right, we got that. Geological. Nothing. Looking up in the top right corner if you're confused. Nothing. We're looking for biological sources, not geological sources, because geological sources are just going to be a bunch of steam and stuff like that. Geological and geological. All right, cool. Off to the next system. Make sure we stay away from the star and don't start overheating our ship. That would be very bad. The more we practice this, the better we'll get at it. I just gotta. It's just I hate when that happens. Ooh, I overdid it. Fortunately, we didn't use up a lot of fuel coming here, so overshooting the fuel scooping on the star a little bit isn't going to hurt that much. There's only 13 bodies in this system, so we'll go ahead and do what we're doing. Yeah, I really wish that they would take away the frequency scanning. It takes long enough without having to like take the extra half second to fine-tune your frequency on it. Like, I know a half second doesn't sound like a lot, but when you have to do this thousands of times, it adds up. It adds up a lot. Especially when you have to fiddle with it like this, where it's like tap, 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 tap. Oh, no, just up, quite, a little bit overshot it. Like, come on, can you just, fine, make me look for it with the mouse, but just give me the frequency. Don't, like, remove, ooh. We're gonna go scan that one. Nope, we're gonna go scan that one. You know, just give me the frequency. Why do I need to fiddle with it manually? That's stupid. The AI on the ship should be able to do some frequency analysis and automatically tell you, oh, that's what that is. I don't know why I have to manually move it. That's just, there's no logical reason for that. The only reason it is that way is because the designer of the system thought it would be a cool mechanic. It's not. It's not a cool mechanic. It just provides more effort with no more reward. Ugh. Can you tell I don't like the full spectrum system scanner? I think the idea itself is not very intelligent, but it's the system we have. To be perfectly honest with you, I feel like the Discovery scanner should be sufficient to locate objects where they are, provide you with basically you pop the Discovery scanner, and then the system, and then you just hop into the system map and go find what you want. That's the way it should be. The ship should be smart enough to just do that for you. But if I have to, if there has to be a compromise of you need to manually scan stuff, at the very least, just remove the frequency part of it. Or even better yet, like I said, make it so that, you know, the Discovery scanner gives you a list of potential options in this, a list of things that are in the system. You know, bodies, or what types of the number of bodies, the types of bodies, and the types of biology that are there. And then you can decide: do I want to spend the time going to actually get the actual scans for this stuff? Same as the last one. Nothing going on there. We are down to 12 jumps. So, you know, I don't have a lot of patience for arbitrary crap. Okay. Let's hope that there's only, like, the star here. Nope. It's like, if I didn't want there to be a bunch of 15 and 16 and 17 bodies in a row, there would be, there would, if I didn't want it to be that way, can we get out of the star? If I it's always the opposite of what I want it to be, is what I'm trying to get to. It's like, if I wanted there to be 15 bodies in the system, I would go 10 or 15 jumps without finding one. But because I want to actually make some progress, we're getting them every system. Well, we'll definitely go check that out. 4 biology. Don't really have much of a choice. Kind of need to go do that. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not even going to waste any more time. We're just going to go check it out, because once you find whatever biology that you find, that's going to be the same biology that's everywhere. So they took the panspermia approach to biology in this game. So whatever you find on one body, you're pretty much going to find on the other bodies. So spending more time, because the whole reason we're scanning is to, you know, actually, were there any water worlds? I don't think so. The whole reason we're scanning is only just because we're trying to see if there's any biology. So once we find a decent a body that looks like something we'd be interested in scanning, it doesn't really benefit us to continue scanning everything else. It just ends up wasting time. The amount of money that you get for full FSS scanning everything in the system, it's actually kind of not really worth the time it requires you to do it. So we'll go over here, we'll scan this one. If there's anything interesting, we'll go down and take a look. Otherwise, we're just going to move on to the next system. We got to streamline. We have months and months of episodes to do if we're going to go all the way around the galaxy. I don't know if I have the endurance to go all the way around. So at the very least, we have to streamline our processes as much as we can, despite the developers' intense interest in forcing you to take as long as possible to do every task that there is to do. I know it sounds like I'm just crapping on the developers all the time, and I am, because they consciously make these decisions, and I hate it. That doesn't mean that I hate the game as a whole. There's a whole lot about the game that I do like, but it bothers me when people just arbitrarily waste your time, and especially when it's an intentional waste of your time. They knew full and well when they designed the system that it made no sense to make the entire process require you to manually input everything, or at least to not provide you with an option to bypass that part. They knew what they were doing when they designed it. But whoever came up with the system was too attached to their little baby, and they couldn't adjust it and make it to where it was actually functional to use. Guaranteed, if you were doing this in real life, you would not put up with the full spectrum system scanner as it exists right now. You would go to the designer of the ship and say, "What the hell are you doing?" And I think that's kind of that's my argument to anybody who talks about, you know, gameplay and all that stuff. It's like, if you wouldn't put up with it in real life, why are you putting up with it in a video game? Why do you justify it being a thing in a video game? Nobody. There is not a single person here. I want to say, I can't speak in absolutes, because obviously there are some people who would. But there has to be a very small, tiny percentage of people who would want to use the full spectrum system scanner on a regular basis if this were real life and you had to do things this way. If there was a computer automated way to do that process, you would absolutely be clamoring for it. And you wouldn't accept a manual solution when your ship should clearly be able to do it with the automation that it has available to it. Like, seriously. Is there a reason why? Okay, but why are we taking so long to get out of the star? So that's my argument. It's like, it's one thing to try to introduce gameplay elements in the game. It's one thing to say we want people to participate. We want people to be participating in the game. I get that, but at the same time, don't make decisions that are just stupid only because you want people to be doing something. Like, there are ways to get people to participate without making it tedious and boring and ridiculous. You just have to put a little bit of thought into it. It's not that hard. All you have to do is hire an efficiency expert, and they'll tell you, "Oh wait, no, that makes no sense. Why are you doing that? Why are you doing it that way?" The playing of a video game should be as efficient as it possibly can be, while still making it engaging for the player. Like, you should take it only as far as it provides reasonable engagement for the player, not just busy work for the sake of busy work. Nobody likes busy work. We want to get stuff done and move on. All right. That's right. We have a water world to go scan. But unfortunately, as much as I would love to get the rest of these down, I am out of time for this episode, so we're just going to scan this and go ahead and be done. Hopefully you guys had lots of fun. Be sure to click the like button to help the YouTube algorithm know that you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers. You can join as a member for early access to videos, among other perks, or you can just leave YouTube's version of a tip with that thanks button. I also have PayPal and Patreon links in the description. I'm getting punished because I was slightly distracted. It didn't decelerate at the proper time. I also have PayPal and Patreon links in the description if you prefer to go that route, because some people like to do that. So again, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to come back for the next episode in our Four Corners series, and I'll see you then.